with international dateline video. So I have made this international dateline video. Remember, this is not there in your chapter. It's just mentioned that there is international dateline. But however, for your information and knowledge, I have made this video. So shall we begin? Now some basic things before we proceed. You can see the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, western hemisphere, eastern hemisphere, right? For your understanding, northern hemisphere with N, southern denoted with S, western with W, and eastern with E, right? Normally northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, you will see the latitudes. Western and eastern, you will see longitudes. Right? Basic things, we have already studied about this. Longitudes. Don't worry about reading this because we have read about everything. Imaginary lines running north to south. That specifies the east-west position of a point on the Earth's surface. Planes which contain rotation axis intersect the surface at the meridians, and the angle between any one meridian plane and that through Greenwich defines the longitude. This is for the GMT, so don't worry about that one. Longitude is given as an angular measurement ranging from 0 degree to 180 degree. That's prime meridian to 180 degree eastward or 180 degree westwards. Latitudes is a geographic coordinate that specifies the north-south position of a point on the Earth's surface, and lines of constant latitude or parallels run east to west. Now, some of them are Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle. Already you have located this. So basic things just to make sure that you understand the concept of time. What is time? A time zone is a region of the globe that observes a uniform standard time. Like we have IST, the world follows GMT. Before 1972, all time zones were specified as an offset from Greenwich Mean Time, established in 1965. Now it passes through Royal Observatory in Greenwich, London. That's why it's called Greenwich Mean Time. Right? Now, Sir Stanford Fleming is the one who recommended that the world be divided into 24 time zones, each spaced 15 degrees of longitude. Now you can see that here. You can see the number also, the time zone number, +9, +11, +12. In India, you can see +530. Pakistan, you can see +5. After 0, if you go to this, that is the western hemisphere, you will see minus. Prime meridian based at the Royal Observatory Greenwich in London, 0 degree longitude line or the prime meridian passes through Greenwich, which was chosen as the prime meridian. This is the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. Greenwich Mean Time, that is GMT, is the mean solar time at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, London. So formerly used as International Civil Time Standards. Now normally people call it as UTC, that is Coordinated Universal Time. The term GMT is especially used by bodies connected with the UK, such as BBC World Service and Royal Navy. Now you can see our own. We use the Indian Standard Time, that is 82 degree. 30 minutes east, that is +530 of GMT. Indian Standard Time is the time observed throughout India with the time offset of UTC +530. It can be GMT also, do not get confused here. Indian Standard Time is calculated on the basis of 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude. Now some history is there. It passes through Allahabad. only this much. This will be not required. Now look at the timing here. It's in China. It's 2:05. What about London, New York, Tokyo, Paris, Sydney, Toronto? On a same day, the time is different in the different countries. Right? Why is it so? How is it so? That's what the video will explain. International dateline. The international dateline is an imaginary line of demarcation on the surface of the earth that runs from the North Pole to the South Pole and demarcates the change of one calendar day to the next. The ideal, that is international dateline, is roughly based on the meridian of 180-degree longitude. It's roughly, cannot say the same, but roughly can be the same. So if it is 0-degree prime meridian, you know it is because it is a sphere. The other part comes like this. So the other part is 180-degree longitude. So this line, the other part of this line would be 0-degree. Circumnavigating the globe. Now a person who goes around the world from east to west, pay attention children, east to west would gain or set their clock back 1 hour for every 15 degree of longitude crossed, and would gain 24 hours for one circuit of the globe from east to west. If they did not compensate by setting their clock forward one day when they crossed the ideal, they would be not getting the proper local time. Now from east to west, if you're traveling to east to west, I'll explain later. You have to set your clock back 1 hour for every 15 degree. Every 15 degree you cross, you have to minus 1 hour. And when you cross the ideal, forward one day, 24 hours. Forward 24 hours when you cross the international dateline, if you're traveling from east to west. In contrast, a west to east circumnavigation of the globe loses an hour for every 15 degree of longitude crossed, but gains back a day when crossing the ideal. So what happens here is, if you're traveling from west to east, for every 15 degree of the longitude crossed, an hour is lost, but a day is gained. Here a day is lost. Here a day is gained. Right? Do not worry about this much. I'll explain very clearly when you go to the next slides. Facts dependent on the ideal international dateline. Now these are facts taken from other countries. I will just go roughly with this. For the 2 hours between 10 to 11:59 UTC, that's GMT also, each day 3 different calendar dates are observed at the same time in different places on earth. For example, 10:15 Thursday, it is 11:15 Wednesday in American Samoa, Thursday in most of the world, and it is just 12:15 Friday in Kiritimati. So this is to show that the time is different, the days are also different. So how ideal the international dateline works. Let's say you fly from the United States to Japan. Let's suppose you leave the United States on Tuesday morning. Since you're traveling west, the time advances slowly thanks to time zones and the speed at which your airplane flies. But once you cross the international dateline, it's suddenly Wednesday. Started on Tuesday, it's Wednesday. On the reverse trip home, you fly from Japan to the United States back again. You leave Japan on Monday morning, but as you cross the Pacific Ocean, the day gets later quickly as you cross the time zones, moving eastward in an airplane. However, once you cross the international dateline, the day changes to back to Sunday. So here you gain, here you lose. Right? You start on a Monday morning, come back to Sunday. You start on a Tuesday morning, go to Wednesday. So you lose a day, you gain a day. So this is how the time zone works. Thank you for watching. I know I have tried to give you a brief description about the international dateline. So still you have confusions, do not worry about that much. Just remember that it is made for the convenience of travel. Yeah, if anybody asks you what is an international dateline, you should remember it is made to convenient travel arrangement. It is made to it's made sure that the flights, the trains will not have any problems, right? That's why it is made the international date line. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you understood it. If you have not understood, please watch it again. And thank you for watching. As always, it was a pleasure.